Good Sunday afternoon. I hope you're all doing well. I just finished a video on my new junk journal that I made. This is a show and tell. I made this. I've been into making ephemera till I'm blue. I just really enjoyed it. There are three different types of ephemera that I made. These are not my idea. None of them. This is a file. Now I have some small file folders. These are not cut down. This file folder measures 8 by 5 1/4. Uh, I used to use them for some employees that I have to keep their records in. These are two window envelopes. This window envelope I received in the mail. And this window envelope is like this. And I ordered these from, I either ordered these from the envelope company or I ordered them from uh, Amazon. I can't remember. I apologize. So this is already, this is a full, well, it's half of the envelope or over half the envelope, but a full window opposed to this window is smaller. But as I say, this I received through the mail. These are a tri-fold type, little folio type things. Now, I may have seen all of these on Gail, on Tracy. I know I saw the envelopes on Gail. These I'm not sure, but I probably did. I mean, she's always doing things. I watch Wendy's journal, uh, Wendy's journal thing. I just not real sure where I saw this as well. Uh, and it might have been Gail. There are, but I don't think so. This one, well, we'll go through them, and I apologize. But as I say, they're not my idea. They're copies. Now, if there's anything in here that you would like for me to do a tutorial on, I'd be happy to do it, keeping in mind it would just be a tutorial on how I did it, my take on it, opposed to whoever originally did it. And it's been done so many times. All of them have. So I don't know that one person, and probably way back in the day, there was one person. So I'm going to start with the envelopes, and then we'll get back into the other. There again, now this envelope is the button. Let me find it here. This is the button envelope, and it opens up. It does open up. It's self-sealing, etc. But I sealed it up. I did not make it to use as a tuck spot or whatever. Inside the envelope, I put one of Mrs. Cog's tutorials on the little 3x5 cards. This is one of her photos that I zigzagged all the way around. It's a mother and a little girl. I think it's hers. This may be a Prima. I'm not sure, but I know the card. Oops. I'm having a terrible time with my new setup. Cherish is the definition. I have a definition stamp that I bought from Stampin' Up! Years ago. And this is the definition of cherish. And of course, with the mother and the little girl is perfect. Down below, I just put in a piece of cardstock that I rounded the corners. I tied a ribbon around it. It's kind of a fake tie. And then down here's a stamp that I have. I just got. It says this book belongs to, but I don't have any. This is a rusted safety pin, or rusted paper clip. I took the little tutorial that Jennifer Harris of Genevieve Designs did. She has a tutorial on rusting metal. I've seen several. Hers is absolutely the best. I took a whole box of staples, At Joann's, I got 2 bags of different size safety pins, some real little ones and some medium. And then Mrs. Cog uses a safety pin that has no, um, oh, I forget what it's called. It's just rounded on the bottom without the little swirl rounded. I bought them from Amazon.com. Uh, you need to watch Genevieve's design, Genevieve Harris, on uh, rusting metal. It absolutely works. It works perfect. These are so rust. Now, before I put them on, I kind of rub off, but they are just, I don't know if you can see, perfect. So that's the envelope that I made. I sealed it up and put a piece of cardstock on the back. You could embellish this more. You could journal on the back or whatever. You could also, well, no, I'm going to show that on the. Now, this one is one that I received in the mail. It's just a piece of junk mail, has a small window. The inside card says it's a girl. I don't know where I found this, but I did. I I put on some, no, I didn't. I just used some stain, Tim Holtz stain, and I stamped it across the top. And then down the side, I did a zigzag strip. Uh, no, it's a strip with my serger of paper, and I tore it down the side and put it on. And this is just a cut off, just a little cut off scrap I had. I put on there. Now I made a little pocket at the bottom, and in the little pocket I added the rust. You can see the rust. Oh, I love them. There, have to make some. They're so easy. I mean, I bought all the little the safety pins, but I use them so fast. But so I made a little pocket. I think this is Prima paper. And these are just little embellished cards that I had. They're small, and I cut them out and I put them on cardstock to make them a little sturdier, and they go down in the little pocket, like so. There's 2 of them. This one says London, and it goes down as well. So that is, let me do this way. I'm getting, that is the envelopes. This is the, and then on the back I just sealed it up, and then I put book paper, and then this is part of, I got a new book, a new botanical book, and I just tore this out and did the edges and kind of glued it down. So those are my envelopes, and you can put them in your book. You could just use them as a bookmark in one of your junk journals. And then there again, here's what I use. Here's what and I'm going to continue to use these. But the other, I did this one first to see if I liked it. I think Gail Agnanelli, oh, I didn't say that right, Gail, I apologize. I think she originally did, or I saw this off of hers, but I've seen it several times since. So those are the envelopes. Now these are like little trifold. You could put these in your books as well. I made 3 different ones. There again, I used the paper clip, the rusted paper. Oh, my poor little finger. I think I got a splinter in there and I can't find it, but it hurts. This is made with a piece of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. This is, of course, the craft. I got this at, I believe, Michael's. I like Michael's. I like both. I like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Michael's is a little stiffer, they're both allegedly 65 pounds, but Michael's. So if I want it heavier, I use Michael's. If I want a little lighter weight, which case sometimes I do, I use Hobby Lobby. So this is a trifold type. So you take the paper and you divide it up, and I don't know where I saw this. I do apologize. I think Gail did this, and maybe Tracy Fox did this, and there was somebody else that did it, but I can't call the name. So I took music paper. I stenciled all of it, took music paper, tore it, and put it on, and then I zigzagged around this beautiful lady. I don't know whose this is. I have no idea, but it's a download. And then I've been to Joann's and bought a lot of new trim. And this is just an applique. Well, it was a long strip of lace, but it was just all appliques attached together in white. So I took it and I sprayed it with some tea, liquid, dried it, and whatever, and put it on there. So then we open it up, and it opens up like so. So there are three sections. Now the first section over here is a tag that's my Tiffany and Company tag. It's the coffee dyed. Now here's one of the safety pins that I made, and this safety pin came from Joann's. The safety pins from Joann's turned. They turned a goldish, dark, antique look, but they're not as rusty as the paper clips and the other safety pins that they're a non-coil. This is a coil. This is a coil safety pin. It's got the coil right there. The other safety pins that Mrs. Cobb used are non-coil, and I ordered them from Amazon. They rusted like rust. But these, and I bought these in little ones too, in small teeny ones. They turned, they're great, they're perfect, but they're not as rusty. So that's my tag, and it's not a, it's not a pocket. This is a pocket that I made, and I stamped a little bird on top, and it's a pocket, and it's made from one of the cards with the definition of thanks on it that Mrs. Cobb gave the tutorial on. And this is just a little tag I had in my stash. This is a map that I pulled off of a piece of Prima paper that I just cut down and made a tag and put a grommet in it and some silk. This is Tim Holtz. This is just a card with the number on it, and this is just part of Prima's paper, and it's a little tag, and I put a little bitty teensy weensy grommet on it. This is the last, there again, I stamped this, I stenciled and stamped. This is an old check that I bought online from a lady. I think I bought the music paper from her and various things. So, in fact, this is a piece of old music paper. I mean, it was brittle music paper. This is an old check, was 1880 something, and I did tear it off. And then this is part of Tim Holtz's little flower collection that I put on top, and then I've got a little butterfly stamp that I stamped down below. So it folds in like that, and it folds over like that. And then I took one of the rusty clips, or paper clips, and just secured. I had it secured another way, but I really like the paper clip. So they're all virtually the same. I'll go through them, but they're all made the same. Now this is made from a piece. I've got some calligraphy type or parchment cardstock that's 80-pound, I think. So that's what this is made from. I bought this from a lady. She was recommended by Gail. I bought several wrapped yards of her material. I zigzagged down the front. This is just a piece of book paper. This is one of the little stickers that the gal gave me that came with the music paper. And then I stenciled all over. And then on the inside, we have another one of the checks. And it says 1878 in the amount of $300. That was a lot of money. This is another one of the stickers, and I stamped on it. This is another pocket that I made with a little bird, and this is the definition of a mishandle of the truth is a euphemism for a lie. And there we go. And this is just another one of those little stickers. Another one of Tim's cards. And this is another one of the Prima cut-offs that I zigzagged all the way around. And I put it on the back of some cardstock. I take that back. This is 100-pound white paper. No, it's not. I'll take it back again. It is the paper I told you. Okay, this is just, now this is a tag, and you could slip something in there. I didn't. But it is a layaway tag. And where this is serrated here to keep it from tearing, which I glued it down and it wouldn't come off, but I zigzagged across the serrated edge. This is just a little piece of coffee dyed paper that I pleated and zigzagged across, and this is just another one of those little stickers that the gal sent me. I really like the little stickers. This, as I say, you could slip something there, but I didn't. It's got on the back, it's got the best is yet to come. I have that stamp. I have that stamp. The best is yet to come. And then it closes. And then there again, I used the rusted paperclip. Love them. You really need to go take that little course of Jennifer's. Okay, this is the third one I did. This is a piece of Tim Holtz book paper. This is just a tear off from a book page, one of Timmy's cards. And this says Paper Source, Keystone. This is Keystone at the Crossing in Indianapolis, Indiana. They sell all kinds of paper supplies, beautiful paper supplies. No, and some embellishment, but like greeting cards, and it's just that type of a shop. And she gave me her card and wanted me to recommend this, which I am. I bought a lot of things there, but I liked the card, so I rounded the edges and glued it down as a pocket, and then just stuck Tim's little card in the side. It opens up like so. Here's another check, like the check I used before. I did a lot of stenciling, and this says, "Friends, our kisses blown to us by angels." Oh, isn't that sweet? There's a pocket on the center like the others. This is one of, I think this came from the Prima cutouts. And this has got the, it says, "Joy the little things." There again, I've got that stamp. It has a paper clip. This is just a cutoff with a tag on it. It says Friday, August to something. It's just a cutoff. I made a tag out of, and I put a grommet on it with some twine. This is one of Tim's flashcard stuff and drive. I just stuck that in, and I did zigzag across the bottom. And this is just, I just made a little tag and stapled a piece of material on it. This is my Tiffany stamp on a tag that I coffee dyed. Now this is, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can. This is the safety pin that I ordered from Amazon that Mrs. Cog uses without the spiral thing on the end. I love them. And I rusted this with the paper clips when I rusted the paper. So there we have it. It folds in like so. I stenciled on the back of all of them, and then just embellished the front and the inside. So this is an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock. It is scored, but it is cut down. I forget. Let's see. Whoops. No, it is. It's 8.5 by 11. It's a full size, and then it's not serrated. It's folded not equally, as you can see. So there are the three embellished. I don't know if my auto, I think. Okay. So there are the three folds. Now the third one I have is an embellished file folder. It is an embellished file folder. This is a small file folder. This measures 8 by almost 5 I did not cut this down. This is not cut down. I'm going to take, I think I've got that. I don't know. Whatever. Uh, I sewed it down the side, folded it in half, sewed it down because this is the way it goes into a box. I sewed it down the side on the machine. I've got a stipple type stamp that I did all over the outside of it. This is, I made this. No, I didn't. This is a Tim Holtz Journey flashcard. I put a grommet in it, put a string on it, glued the string down, and put it on the back of a piece of cardstock. This is comes from, I think it's a uh, Prima collection, and I apologize, can't remember the name. I put it on, I zigzag all around it, and I put it on a piece of book paper to kind of embellish it. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. So when you turn over the back of it, now this says, I bought a little book of sayings. Um, I bought it at the paper shop that I was talking about earlier that had the car at Keystone at the crossing in Indianapolis. It's a whole book of various sayings. Now they're thin paper. So I took it out and I put it on a piece of cardstock and glued it down. And this is by Thick Nat Hand. Thick Nat Hand. It says, this is a very important practice. Live your daily life in a way that you never lose yourself. When you are carried away with your worries, fears, cravings, anger, and desires, you run away from yourself and you lose yourself. The practice is always to go back to oneself. And then I did a little old Stampin' Up deal with the ribbon. You run it through the holes. I haven't used it in years and I love it. And of course on the front that we went through that. Now on the inside is the pocket, because this is a pocket. I made a book. This is a little journaling book. It's made out of cardstock. I stamped on it, but I also did some of the I don't know what I did. Oh, the calligraphy, not the calligraphy, but the oh my God, I'm losing it. I can't remember. Well, anyway, you know what it is. And then I stamped, this says, thinking of you. And then here is a little gal, a pretty little gal, with a seashell listening to the sea. Is she pretty? I don't know where I got this either, but I zigzagged all around her. And then on the inside, I made a pocket. And the pocket is just a piece of Tim Holtz's cardstock. Took my envelope maker and made a thumb pull. And then this is one of Mrs. Cogg's 3x5 cards. She's got a tutorial on this. It's another one of the, it says friends. It's a definition of friends. It's a stamp that I have. Then I've also got the rusted paper clip on it. This is just a piece of ribbon that I zigzagged and put on a piece of Tim Holtz's cardstock. This is, I got this in a collection of some kind, and it's ultra thin paper, but I love it. So what I did, I glued it to the back of some cardstock. I rounded the corners and made a little tag out of it, and it goes down in our pocket. Stenciling. Hello. I stenciled. I do enough of it, I certainly should remember. This is just a book to write and stencil here. This is just plain paper. It's sewed in with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch with wax thread, but it is just a book to journal in with the pretty little girl on the front. So this goes down in our file folder pocket that we made. So here we have it. There we have it. I don't know why this is flashing. There is the file folder pocket. There are the 3, I don't know, little folios. They're like little folios. You could take these And if you've done any of Nick the Smith's, oh God, I forget them too. Well, you can make those. And here are the envelopes, the window envelopes. Here's the one that I was mailed, sent junk mail in, and here's the one that I bought the envelopes. They're a full view. Well, they call them a full view, but they're half of the envelope. So there you have it. My name is Gwen again, and I'm not going to offer these for sale. I'm going to use these in my junk journals, but I do have an Etsy shop where I do sell my books. It's called Book Art Design, all one word, on Etsy. It's new. So I would appreciate it if you'd stop by and follow me and look and see what I have. I also have books for sale on capturedonpaper.com. I will put all this information down below. If there are any of these, like the file folder, the trifolds, or the envelopes, how I did them, there again, they've all been done. But how I take off on them, just give me a holler, and if you want a tutorial, I'd be happy to do it. My name is Gwen, Crafty Lady Designs. I do not have a blog anymore. I used to, but I don't anymore. I do have a Facebook page, and I am on Instagram. I don't put much on Instagram, but I am there. And as I say, if there's any questions, please feel free to ask me down below. And if you would, give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And if you're a follower, thank you so much. I got a group of great followers. But if you're not and would like to start following me, I would appreciate that as well. So as Sunday moves on, I'm going to still do some crafting. I've been crafting a lot. I've been making a lot of this ephemera, though. I just absolutely love it. I've got about 4 or 5 books to finish, and I just finished one that I'm going to put up here. But I have several more to finish. I have one that the signatures are ready to embellish. I have about 4 or 5 of them that the covers are finished, on and on and on. So keep a lookout for me. I will see you on the next video, and thank you for joining me today, and have a great rest of your Sunday. Bye-bye.